Blah, 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 blah. What else? So, have a look at like the work here on the belt, and the cape and this stuff, and it's an example of some cool things, which is this stuff. And you'll remember Manius did a video on his instant mold that arrived in the mail. It's this amazing stuff. This is called, I don't know what it's called, I can never remember, but I'll put it up, Oyumaru or something. It's a different version, it's colored, but it's the same stuff. And you get it in these little squares. It was $6 for 6 of these rectangles, so that's pretty awesome. Actually, I got a packet here. This is it. Yeah, fun jelly. You can buy it online on eBay. I'll put the link to the page where I got it from. You can also buy it, actually I'll put it to the Australian reseller, but you can search for it. Or it's the instant mold that Cool Mini or Not is selling. Comes in a pack like that, $6, pretty amazing. It's probably the most amazing thing I've come across in this hobby so far. You put it in boiling water, it gets really, really soft, and you can basically press it onto anything and it makes a mold in seconds, and then you just, it dries literally in like 30 seconds. It goes hard again as it cools, leaving the imprint of what you pressed it on. So for example, there's some technique involved, like it depends what you want to do. If you want to get into an underhang, you can actually use it like, you can tear a bit off and mush it up and then use it as a ball. And that's an example of what I've done here. So I actually made a 2-part mold of this. And you can see it worked really well. Like, it worked crazy well. The only drawback to it is that you need to have a casting medium. So I use green stuff, which is not the most fluid medium, and doesn't cast that well unless you can thin it down a bit. But if you put plaster in there or something, or resin, or silicone, whatever, it's really cool. And that was really easy to make. You just, mushed it together, made it really flat, and then cut back around. It dried in 30 seconds, you cut back around with a knife, and there you go, 2-part mold. I got this. Man, I'm getting so ahead of myself. This is the worst video. I have to do it again, I think. This is the Blood Angels banner. I'm not sure where it's from. I got it from Hoarder Bits, my favorite eBay bits website. And again, you just mush up your stuff, you push it in, squish it in like that while it's nice and jelly. And then it cools down. And you can also, you can take it out at different times depending on the effect you want or what you want to do with it. And so you pull it out and there you go. A perfect imprint of the banner. Get some green stuff, roll it up into a ball, get it in there, really get it into all the cracks and crevices, and push it some more, add some more, push it in. Make sure that you've, actually you don't need to make sure you've lubricated the green stuff. Like, you don't need to use any kind of lubricant. It's amazing. This just peels off no matter what. I'm even thinking of trying it with super glue or PVA and seeing how the PVA goes. We'll try that later. And the results, something like this. So this is the same, this is that banner. It's a pretty perfect reproduction. And you take it out, it's not quite dry, so you curl it, you bend it and shape it, and then instead of a banner, you've got a cape that's flapping in the wind. And this is my cape for Mephiston, so he's going to be flying and he's sort of hovering like Magneto, and the cape is like flapping up into the air. So I'm pretty chuffed, that's pretty cool. And it was so easy to do, guys. And this, you can do so much more. So for example, here's shoulder pads. So these are the shoulder pads that I've currently got on Dante, and I might end up just using green stuff as those shoulder pads because I can bend it and I can shave it down. And also once I've cut it out, I can push it and spread it. See, I can spread the plastic shoulder pads. If I need to make them wider, I can, squeeze them between my thumb and forefinger, and they'll spread out, but only so much, and they'll start to break. Whereas the green stuff is, a lot more malleable, so you can sort of burnish this, cut this out, carve that out with your Dremel tool or whatever, and there's shoulder pads. And all I did was just stuff green stuff into this mold. Now, if you look at the cool mini on art videos, they do a different thing where they roll it across the thing, and I've had some success with that too. But this was also a really successful way of doing it, and you can just see it's just a straight up mold. I just stuffed it in there, packed it in, and it came out really well. Like, I'm pretty stoked with that. I mean, it'd probably be so much better if I used a different casting medium as well. So, oh, by the way, Annex, the shoulder pads here. Not going to read sanguinis. Gee, I've got my computer off right now, but I've got some really cool Latin that I will show you later. That's going to go here, and also on the back of this banner, there's going to be like micro text, like tiny little text all the way down, but also in each letter will be like some of the letters in the text will be different colors, and those colors will form a word along the horizontal, probably. And the only other question is, originally I talked about mounting the perdition pistol on his arm, like the Sanguinary Guard have some. I actually didn't know. I'm not copying the Sanguinary Guard. I didn't know that, but that's okay. Maybe I did know that. I don't know. I just thought that would be kind of cool, and but it's just too much, I think, going on here on this side. What I would like to do from an artistic point of view, I'm not sure if this works in the game. Do you have to be holding a weapon to be able to count it? If not, I would love to be able to have it on his belt, or on a, what do you call it? A thing? Oh, why have I forgotten what that's called? You know, hanging around his neck or hanging around his chest, and it's sort of hanging there in the air as he swings back, and it's sort of just like that or something, to add to the dynamic nature of it, or maybe it's on this side hanging back. He's dropped his gun for a second to slam someone in the face with his axe. Anyway, if that's okay, if that's allowed, I'd really prefer to do that. I think that'll look really cool. And all the straps. So that's his strap, yeah. His strap sort of waving in the wind. Waving? Oh my god. That's that. Oh, and I was saying before about the detail here. I think I might do something original, but if not, again, thanks to the wonder of this Omamushimura, you just slam that in there, and I think we've got it over here somewhere. Yep. That's our mold of the backpack, instant backpack. And that very easily cuts into that. There's the other bits of the backpack. They're a little bit messy. It was a bit hard, that backpack. But the middle bit came out really nice. And check this out. Optional backpack. It just slots in. And then bam. So he's got his backpack back. It's a little bit rough, but, you know. Pretty cool, hey? That stuff is amazing. It's totally making it, just the creative possibilities are really cool. Here we go again. This is this little mold here is the mold of a Terminator head and chest, and that's come out really well. I think it's mainly limited by the casting material used. So the green stuff is a little hard to get into the detailed areas, the really detailed areas. But, you know, if you need to like do a dead Terminator or use it in terrain, or, you know, like I do, use bits and pieces for this conversion, I think it's pretty cool. This is my carbonite Dante. I love you. I know. And on that note, I will leave you guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Annex, if you like what you see, let me know. If there's anything you want me to address or change, let me know. And looking forward to getting to work on Mephiston, who should be here from the mailman in a couple of days. I will talk to you later.